Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. What if you started walking through life as if everything was already set up in your favor? What if you woke up every morning knowing that no matter what happens, things will always work out for you? Not just hoping, not just wishing, but knowing. That kind of mindset, it changes the game. See, too many people walk through life waiting for permission to be great. They hesitate, they doubt, they wonder if they're good enough. But the truth is, life responds to confidence. If you carry yourself like you're supposed to win, life has no choice but to adjust. You ever notice how some people always seem to land on their feet? It's not luck, it's not magic, it's a decision. They act as if success is their birthright, and because they do, the universe moves to accommodate them. But don't get me wrong, this isn't about pretending, it's about preparing. You don't just sit back and wait for things to happen. No, you put in the work. You show up every single day, and you move with the conviction that what you're chasing is already yours. And when challenges come, and trust me, they will, you don't break, you don't fold, because you know setbacks aren't roadblocks, they're just pit stops on the way to your destination. So from this day forward, I challenge you, walk like the doors will open, speak like the world is listening, act like everything is aligning for you, because when you do, something incredible happens. It actually does. Thank you. The way you think determines the way you live. If you walk into a room believing you're meant to be there, opportunities will recognize your presence. You ever notice how certain people just seem to have things fall into place for them? It's like no matter what happens, life just seems to work in their favor. It's not because they're the smartest, the richest, or the luckiest. It's because they've made a decision to see themselves as worthy, capable, and destined for success. That decision, it starts in the mind. Your mindset shapes your reality. The way you approach situations, the energy you bring, the expectations you set, these things determine the kind of life you live. When you walk into a room with confidence, when you speak with authority, when you act like you belong, the world responds accordingly. Now, I'm not talking about arrogance. I'm not talking about entitlement. I'm talking about a deep, unshakable belief that you have every right to claim the opportunities in front of you. Because you do. But here's the catch. Life won't hand you anything unless you first see yourself as someone who deserves it. If you walk through life doubting yourself, questioning your abilities, or shrinking in the presence of opportunity, then guess what? Life will treat you exactly how you treat yourself. You see, confidence isn't about being the loudest in the room. It's not about demanding attention. It's about carrying yourself in a way that says, I know who I am, I know what I bring to the table, and I know that I belong. Think about a time when you walked into a situation and you weren't sure of yourself. Maybe it was a job interview, a big meeting, or even just introducing yourself to someone important. If you walked in with hesitation, if you second-guessed every word, if you carried yourself like you weren't sure you deserved to be there, chances are the outcome reflected that. But what if you had walked in differently? What if, instead of doubting yourself, you stepped in with the mindset that you were already supposed to be there? What if you spoke like your words carried weight? What if you moved like success was inevitable? That's the difference between people who make things happen When you think like a winner, you move like a winner, and when you move like a winner, people start treating you like one. Doors that seemed closed suddenly open. People who seemed out of reach suddenly become accessible. Opportunities that once felt impossible start showing up right in front of you. Because here's the truth. Life mirrors your energy. If you approach life expecting things to go wrong, if you constantly brace yourself for failure, if you always assume the worst, that's exactly what you'll attract. But if you move through life as if everything is always working in your favor, then somehow, some way, things will start aligning for you. Maybe not immediately, maybe not in the way you expected, but eventually you'll realize that your mindset was the key all along. So I challenge you, start acting like you're supposed to win. Start carrying yourself like someone who deserves greatness. Start believing that no matter what happens, things will work out in your favor. Because when you do, life will have no choice but to meet you at your level. Success isn't about just hoping, it's about moving with conviction. Act like the doors will open, and they will. See, too many people sit around waiting for something to happen. They pray, they wish, they dream, but they never take that first step. They're waiting for a sign, for the perfect moment, for someone to give them permission. But life doesn't work that way. If you want something, you have to move like it's already yours. You have to act like success is inevitable, not optional. Faith and action go hand in hand. One without the other is incomplete. You can believe all you want that things will work out, but if you don't take steps toward your goal, that belief is just empty hope. And on the other hand, you can work as hard as you want, but if you don't have faith that your work will pay off, you'll hesitate, second-guess yourself, and stop before you reach the finish line. Think about a door. You can stand in front of it all day long, hoping it will open. You can pray, visualize, and wish for it to swing wide, but at some point you have to reach out and turn the handle. And when you do, you'll realize something. Most doors aren't even locked. They were waiting for you to have the confidence to step forward. That's how life works. You don't need to know exactly how things will unfold. You don't need to see the whole staircase. You just need to take the first step like you already know the second step is going to be there. That's faith in action. That's moving with conviction. But the problem is, most people hesitate. They ask, what if it doesn't work out? What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? And because of that doubt, they never even try. But here's the thing, if you never try, you've already failed. The only real way to lose is to never step up in the first place. Think about the people you admire, the ones who seem to always be in the right place at the right time, the ones who make things happen. Do you think they had everything figured out before they started? Do you think they knew exactly how every move would play out? No. The difference between them and everyone else is that they didn't wait for certainty. They moved as if success was already guaranteed. And because they moved with that level of conviction, they attracted the right people, the right opportunities, and the right moments into their lives. Now, let me be clear. This isn't about ignoring reality. This isn't about being reckless or pretending obstacles don't exist. This is about deciding that no obstacle is bigger than your determination. It's about knowing that every problem has a solution, and if you keep moving forward, that solution will reveal itself. When you act like the doors will open, something incredible happens. People start treating you differently. They see your confidence, they feel your energy, and they respond to it. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach start showing up. And not because of luck, but because you had the courage to move first. So whatever it is you've been waiting on, stop waiting. If you want the job, apply for it like you already know they need you. If you want to start the business, step into it like success is the only possible outcome. If you want to change your life, act like it's already happening. Because when you combine faith with action, life has no choice but to meet you halfway. Life will test you, but if you carry yourself as if victory is inevitable, setbacks will just be setups for comebacks. There is no version of success that doesn't come with obstacles. No one, no matter how talented, wealthy, or connected, has ever reached the top without facing moments of doubt, failure, and frustration. But the difference between those who succeed and those who give up isn't intelligence. It isn't talent. It's resilience. It's the ability to keep moving forward even when things don't go as planned. The truth is, life is going to hit you hard. You're going to have days when nothing seems to work. You'll give your best effort and still, you'll fail. People will doubt you. Some will even try to stop you. And in those moments, you have a choice. Do you let the setback define you, or do you use it as fuel? Most people let obstacles shake their belief. The moment something goes wrong, they start questioning everything. Maybe this isn't meant for me. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I should just quit. And the second they start thinking that way, they've already lost. Because the moment you believe you've lost, you stop fighting. But the people who succeed, they think differently. They don't see setbacks as failures, they see them as lessons. They don't take rejection personally, they take it as redirection. They don't let obstacles stop them, they let obstacles sharpen them. Think about some of the greatest success stories in history. You think they didn't face failure? You think they didn't get rejected? You think they didn't have nights where they questioned everything? They did. The only difference is they refused to stay down. And that's the key, refusing to stay down. You have to act as if no failure is final. You have to move like no setback can stop you. Because when you do, something incredible happens. The obstacles that were meant to break you start building you instead. The closed doors that seemed like rejection start looking like redirection. The losses that once made you doubt yourself start teaching you how to win. But none of that happens if you let your challenges shake your belief. That's why resilience is everything. Have you ever noticed how some people always seem to bounce back? No matter what happens, no matter how bad things get, they always land on their feet. That's not an accident. That's a mindset. They walk through life knowing that no matter what happens, they'll find a way. And because they believe that, they do. The truth is, the people who win in life aren't the ones who never fall. They're the ones who get up faster than everyone else. They're the ones who refuse to let a single moment define their entire journey. They're the ones who understand that failure isn't the opposite of success, it's a part of it. They open the door and start running. So when life knocks you down, don't stay there. When things don't go your way, don't start doubting yourself. When doors close, don't just walk away. Knock again. Push harder. Find another way in. Carry yourself as if success is already written for you. Because the moment you start believing that, the world starts believing it too. At the end of the day, resilience is about perspective. You can either see obstacles as proof that you're failing, or you can see them as proof that you're growing. You can either take rejection as a sign to quit, or you can take it as motivation to improve. You can either let life break you, or you can use every struggle to build a stronger version of yourself. The choice is yours. But if you act like success is inevitable, if you move like setbacks are just setups for comebacks, if you believe that no matter what happens, you will win, then life has no choice but to meet you at that level. Confidence isn't arrogance, it's a magnet. When you act like everything works in your favor, you draw the right people, the right moments, and the right blessings toward you. Energy is real. The way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you move through life, it all sends a message before you even say a word. Some people walk into a room and shrink, unsure, hesitant, afraid of being seen. Others walk in like they belong, like they already know things will go their way. And guess what? More often than not, things do. This isn't about pretending to be something you're not. It's not about faking confidence or forcing something unnatural. It's about stepping into the best version of yourself. The version that believes good things are coming. The version that moves through life expecting, not hoping, expecting things to work out. Because expectation changes everything. Think about this. Have you ever been around someone whose energy just lifted the whole room? Someone who didn't have to try too hard, didn't have to prove anything, but just carried themselves in a way that made people want to listen, want to follow, want to be around them? That's not luck. That's energy. That's presence. That's the kind of power you create when you act as if the world is working in your favor. But here's the problem. Most people don't move that way. Most people doubt themselves before they even begin. They assume the worst before they give life a chance to prove them wrong. They expect rejection, failure, struggle, and guess what? They get exactly what they expect. Because energy is like a magnet. What you put out, you get back. If you walk through life with confidence, people will treat you as if you deserve to be confident. If you expect opportunities, you'll recognize them when they appear. If you believe you're worthy of good things, you won't hesitate to go after them. Now let's be clear. This doesn't mean life won't throw challenges your way. It doesn't mean everything will come easy. But it does mean that when challenges come, they won't shake your belief. Because you already know the outcome. You win. Maybe not today, maybe not in the way you expected, but in the end, you win. And when you carry that kind of certainty, life moves differently for you. Think about how successful people operate. They don't walk into situations wondering if they belong. They walk in knowing they do. They don't ask for permission to be great. They decide they already are. And because they believe it, the world believes it too. It's not arrogance. It's alignment. It's knowing that when you carry yourself like someone who is meant to succeed, the world will start handing you the tools, the connections, and the opportunities to make it happen. But that only works if you believe it first. See, too many people wait for outside validation before they give themselves permission to believe in their own power. They wait for someone to notice them, to approve of them, to tell them they're good enough. And until that happens, they hold back. They play small. They shrink themselves to fit expectations. But let me tell you something. The world isn't going to hand you permission. You have to take it. You have to walk into every situation as if you already belong. You have to speak as if your words matter. You have to carry yourself as if success is already written for you. Because when you do, people notice. When you move with confidence, when you expect things to work in your favor, you become magnetic. You attract the right opportunities, the right relationships, the right moments. Not because you're lucky, but because your energy demands it. So from this moment forward, make a decision. Decide that everything is working in your favor. Decide that you deserve good things. Decide that life is aligning for you, even when you can't see it yet. And most importantly, act like it. Because when you act like you're meant to win, life has no choice but to meet you at your level.